Alrighty then, so I figured I may as well do another Would You Rather because of all the videos that I do, these are always consistently the most fun just because it gives me an opportunity to be creative, and you guys seem to enjoy it. And real quick, as a quick caveat in this video, I made a video today called How to Be a Serial Killer, and I guarantee, because this is the internet, some people don't understand that that's a joke, even though I could not have been more overtly sarcastic in that video. So please do me a favor, click the link in the description, go over to that video, and show some support. I think it was pretty funny. I did it all in one take, surprisingly enough, so show me some support there. I'd be very thankful. It'd almost be like giving me a pat on the back in real life. So barring your ability to do that, which I'm not sure many of you can, and if you could all at the same time, it would probably hurt me. So let's just settle for that below. Anyway, on to the questions. Let's get started. Would you rather, and of course this is yourather.com, as everyone always asks, would you rather have an incredibly nice car or own a personal helicopter? Holy shit, I have never come across an easier question than this. Who would pick the nice car? Who? Honestly, like this is almost. It reminds me of the question of like, would you rather be the richest person in 1500 or an average person today, as far as wealth and capital? And obviously, everyone picks the average person today just because you have so many more benefits. It's like even being the middle range of the better time is better. Just like having, even if it's a low quality helicopter, like relatively, it's still a freaking helicopter. You can fly in that. Find me a car that can fly. I guess that doesn't really count though, because once it can fly, it's not really a car anymore. So I'm gonna go with own a personal helicopter because I am not fundamentally mentally challenged. So what? What? This blows my. This is, of all the questions I've ever answered, this one is blowing my mind the most right now. 53% of people said they would rather have an incredibly nice car than own a helicopter. Do you understand what I'm saying, you idiots? You could, if you wanted to, you could sell that helicopter for probably twice as much, and then buy two of the incredibly nice cars that you want. You idiots! God, I don't want to insult everyone on the other side of this because I know there are probably some good people over there on that incredibly nice car side. But seriously, dudes, seriously, you would rather have a car than a machine with swirling blades on the top that can fly you through the air without a road, without anything, but you can fucking fly. Really? Really? Are you kidding? Ugh. I'm getting exasperated here. I can't even focus on this question anymore. It's pissing me off too much. If you guys would pick the incredibly nice car, please tell me why in the comments. Like I'm curious because I can't find a single reason in my head why I would pick a car over a goddamn helicopter. So straighten me out, okay? Would you rather live in your dream house thousands of miles from any civilization, or live in the city of your dreams in a small house with 5 foreigners you can't understand? All right, so I obviously don't want to go with the one that's thousands of miles from civilization because I need an internet connection. If I didn't have an internet connection, life wouldn't be worth living, you know? Sorry to say, but that's the way it works. Or I guess I could kind of sequester myself off in a giant mansion somewhere and just have like millions of books for myself to read, and I could be a hermit, and anytime someone came to my house, I could like lure them in and then make them go through a series of riddles to escape, and it'd be really, really great. I'd film it and then sell it to some sort of major TV network. And that's just, talking from the top of my head. But as far as living in the city of my dreams in a small house with 5 foreigners you can't understand, I think that'd be fantastic too, because I could really use, assuming that these 5 foreigners are servants of mine and that they mow the lawn and they cook food for me and they clean and they take care of all those kind of chores, that's more than welcome. I assume that's what they meant. I mean, if they meant like 5 people to live with me who they can all speak their own language, and I don't get to speak it, then join their secret language club, that'd be pretty dumb. But I mean, I guess I could find a way to lock them all in a room somewhere and then just bide my time until nature took its course. So I'm gonna go with the right option, living in the city of your dreams in the small house with the 5 servants. All right. Apparently, 31% of people agree with me, once again in the minority, and 69% would rather live thousands of miles from any civilization. See, I disagree here because I guarantee that everyone who answered this question lives within 1,000 miles of civilization. It's like promising that you would do something that you have no experience with, like getting that far away from civilization. How good do you think you would do? Like nobody would be there with you. If anything, you'd just be with your immediate family. That would drive you insane. Well, what kind of job would you have? Would you have friends? You couldn't go out. God knows you're not getting laid. You're living thousands of miles from civilization. Even if you're a multi-millionaire and you try and contact a sexy lady in the civilization 2,000 miles east, she's not going to want to fly out. You're going to have to pay a ridiculous sum to get that stripper to come out, or prostitute, or whatever floats your boat, So I think that you guys need to think this through more. Miss the 69% on this video, but 31% of us, I think we thought this through, and I hope most of us knew about the little subtext of servants in this question. Would you rather fight Hulk Hogan or fight Dwayne The Rock Johnson? If I was having a fight of acting ability, I would definitely rather fight The Rock because he is terrible. He is beyond awful. Words cannot properly articulate the extent to which I want to gouge my eyes out and stick cotton tips deep beyond the recommended level in my ears every time I see him on the silver screen. Whereas with Hulk Hogan, like, he would kick the shit out of me, but at least I wouldn't have to listen to him talk that much while I did it, you know? So maybe, like, fight is, you know, I don't know, maybe a loose word. I'm assuming fight means like getting in the octagon and duking it out, in which case they would both kill me. Quite literally kill me, I think. But if it's the kind of fight where I could be like, hey, Hulk, meet me in this open field at like noon or something, and he strides out there because he's a big muscular dude and he's honorable, and I can be like laying in a ghillie suit in the grass with a really heavy iron pipe and then just smack him in the back of the temple beforehand, I think I could win that fight. So I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan. All right, I'm in the majority for the first time, although not really. 51% said Hulk Hogan, 49% said Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Next question. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader? You know, you could breathe like Darth Vader and still have friends. Like, people wouldn't unfriend you or just because you breathed weird. Hopefully, you know. When I was younger, I used to have a breathing problem where my nose was really, really messed up. And I really couldn't breathe through my nose very well at all, and so I would have to breathe through my mouth a good deal of the time. And so for like the first 10 years of my life, or I guess the first like 8 years of my life, I was just a mouth breather because I really couldn't breathe through my nose. Like when I ate food, like people would always get on my ass about chewing with my mouth open, but the thing was my nose was so messed up that when I ate, I couldn't chew with my mouth closed because then I would pretty much suffocate. So I always had to open up as I was eating a little bit to breathe, and that was really unfortunate. And it wasn't until I broke my nose and then got it reset that I got that whole thing fixed. So I would rather breathe like Darth Vader just because talking like Yoda, I don't care how cool and funny you are. If you talk like Yoda, you're not going to have any friends, man. You're just not. Once again, 41% said breathe like Darth Vader, and 59% decided they would rather not have friends and just be a passive speaking, blithering idiot. Like, it would take so much more thought to speak like Yoda. So much more thought it would take for speaking. It would. See, can't even do it. Can't even do it like that. It's too ridiculous. I made the right choice, and 59% of you are objectively wrong. Would you rather get B's and C's at an Ivy League school or get A's at a standard university? Honestly, I guess if you're just a normal dude and you are getting B's and C's at Ivy League, I would rather go get A's at a standard university because unless you get into an Ivy League school because your family is super wealthy and you have like a legacy there, then you're going to be in debt the rest of your life. There is no way that you're going to be able to pay off all the student loans and whatnot. Whereas getting A's at a standard university, if you're just a regularly fiscally equipped person like myself, you're going to be able to pay that off a lot easier, and it's almost as impressive, you know, because they're not looking for the B and C students from Ivy League. They're looking for the A students. Those are the ones who get awesome. It seems like you either have to be an A student at an Ivy League to get recognition, or you have to be a complete dropout. There's no middle ground. You never hear about C students at Ivy League schools. You're either a straight A student, like freaking Stephen Hawking or something, or you are a dropout, like Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates. I'm pretty sure he dropped out of there as well. So I would rather get A's at a standard university just because it's much cheaper and more efficient as far as cost goes. Yes, 67% said get A's at a standard university. I agree with that. It seems like the 33% that chose B's and C's at an Ivy League school, you'd be doing that for compensatory purposes, like you're not very confident in something and you need to feel like you're at a good school even if you're mediocre or below average at that school. I don't know. Can't judge. I don't know, but I will judge anyway, as I just did. Okay, last one. Would you rather be a horse jockey or be a NASCAR driver? Okay, let me think this through. Would you rather be a midget who rides a horse and people bet money on you, or would you rather be a multimillionaire who drives a super awesome car around a speedway? Granted, it's like 500 laps at a time, but you'd still get to drive a cool car, and you get to put a lot of awesome labels on it and ads. And as long as you made sure that you had like cool sponsors and you didn't have like Tampax and like Gucci, cologne and stuff on there that would really probably get beer bottles thrown at you from that demographic of fans. So I'm going to go with the option that doesn't mean I have to clean up shit off of a horse's ass and means that after I drive, I can go home to a giant mansion and thousands of beautiful women. So you can call me crazy with that. Call me crazy. All right, 65% said NASCAR driver, 35% are fundamentally ridiculous and dumb in every comprehensible way. And I hope you enjoyed. That is all for now. And as always, I love you. And remember to rate and go check out that other video in the description. Goodbye.